Hey guys, I had a request about kind of elaborating on my studio layout right here. I have so much footage to share with you. I've got several longer projects that I recorded. I even had some question and answer sessions that I had with another seamstress. They are on the way, but because they are longer, they take longer to edit, and I just haven't had the chance to do those. So whenever I get a request for something short and sweet like this, I try to just do it right away, and then I can just edit it on my phone and upload it on my phone. It's just so much faster. So anyways, here is my studio layout. I have approximately 1,800 square feet. I want to do a sketch because how in the world, seriously, do you get your entire studio worthy of being projected across the interwebs, being perfect enough for that. The other problem is I kind of have work orders and contracts everywhere attached to all the projects. I would never leave them without that information attached to the actual dress, and I don't really know how to go through and blur every single piece of paper to protect people's information, so I thought this was safest. So anyways, let's dive right in. The bride enters about right here. This is the fitting room. This is the bathroom. The bathroom doubles as a fitting room. It's huge and it's gloriously beautiful. Again, this is about 1,800 square feet, so I have lots of room to work. This is storage. Okay. So over here, I have a table set up with snacks, drinks, coffee, whatever. Brides they're emotional. They've got a lot of pressure, whatever. The last thing you want is a hangry bride. So I do provide those for the bride. They're a write-off, so it doesn't hurt me personally to do that anyways. So I've got a couple of tables and a little snack area. I have a couch here where they can comfortably hang out. There's some windows and stuff over here. My storage area is flexible because I have a room divider. I love room dividers. I cannot say enough about them. I get them from roomdividers.com, and I'm not getting paid to say that. That's where I get them from. Love them. Here are two large mirror spaces, very large mirrors, and they are flanked with just beautiful picture perfect decor around them, so that when the bride is taking selfies and whatever, those are someday going to be posted on the internet, and I want that to be part of my branding. So I really guard, of course, how all of this looks, the public space, but I really guard particularly around the mirrors and such. Those are going to be keepsakes. So here's my front desk area with another little storage closet. I have a cabinet here that I keep a lot of things on hand that I need to sew with. I also have that at the end of my front desk. I've got another little cabinet. These are double French doors that I take the dress through. I usually keep this door shut, this door open, and then I have I call it my little half wall. It's like a privacy wall, so if someone were to walk back here and peek, there's a lot of nosy people out there. They will do that. They will come back into what is clearly my workspace, and they will peek around. They'll stick their head in here. They cannot be seeing everybody's personal information. We have elopement situations. There's, of course, private contact information. There's financial information on those tickets. They just can't be seen. So that's normally, of course, not the goal of the person that's peeking. They just kind of want to see, take a glimpse behind the curtain kind of thing. But there's a lot of bad stuff that could get out. So anyways, I have this half wall, and then there's lots of signage here. There's signage on the floor and signage on the wall. Employees only, do not go past this line or whatever. Okay, so here is where I have my Z-racks. I cannot say enough about Z-racks. You can Google those. What they are, sorry, I bumped the camera. They are something to the garment industry. You get them bridal height, so they need to be at least 6 foot because the bridal gowns, you know, they're really tall. The beautiful thing is when you need to use them, you know, they have the bar across the top that you hang the gowns on. But when you're in the off season, if you don't need, okay, let me count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 back here. If you don't need all 9 stacked, the way the foot of them is made, you push them together and they just collapse. So you can very easily store them. So again, that's called a Z-rack. These are alphabetized. These are all of the dresses that are stored for future sewing. You know, in the near future, and then jobs that are also completed and that are ready for the bride to get married whenever that date approaches. I do have long-term storage back here. I've got, I probably have 4 or 5 Z-racks back here. These are brides that have postponed their wedding day, or they're just really on the ball and they came to me like 2 years before their wedding, and we just don't need them out here among the mix. So I have that. I have a Z-rack that I keep here that is for dry cleaning storage. We do dry cleaning processing here. We have a great relationship with the local dry cleaners. I highly recommend that. We get a wholesale rate for the trouble of dealing with the gowns. But we have learned so much with dealing with dry cleaning. There is some extra profit in there because of the wholesale rate. So we receive the dirty dresses. If they're sample gowns, they need to be cleaned, you know, and then also after they get married, we also receive them again and have them clean and box preserved and sold that way. That product is sold that way. And then, here's like my ironing station. You guys have seen this view from my videos, by the way. So ironing station, and behind it is another Z-rack, and this is going to hold my projects that I'm working on, like excuse me, my projects that I'm working on that week, or things that need to be tacked or something before they're sent out to dry cleaning, whatever. These are imminent projects right here, so they're kind of in my face. So I've got shelving, a small cutting table, more shelving. My main sewing machine that I use most all day long is my Juki straight stitch. You guys have seen that. I have a serger here as well. I have this in the corner. This lets me use wall storage space here and here. And then, of course, my shelving unit that I have right here is just so fabulous. And I think that's in some of my videos as well. Here is a very large cutting table. It's like 2 dining room tables, you know, the folding, the long tables, that we had bolted together on the underside. And then to lift them, let me show you how I had a builder do that. To lift them, like let's say this is the table. They built blocks. They stacked like what are those down there? Wow, it looks like a 2 by 8 and a couple 2 by 4s. They stacked them. So they're very heavy, which is great. They're heavy. They don't protrude this much. I just did that so you could imagine the dimensions here. They drilled holes in them for the legs and sunk the legs down in them. And then they put screws into the side to kind of hold the legs down in there. Then they put these little things called cat's claw plates underneath that would keep the table from skidding. So it's heavy and it's got the cat's claw. It's not going anywhere. Again, the legs do not protrude out from the table. Also from the outside, there is nothing that's abrasive or anything like that could harm the dresses. Everything's got nice soft round edges. So this is fabulous. I've had to move my studio before with this table. They remove the screws, remove the brackets underneath that are attaching the tables, and then they just pop the tables out, fold them up, and then they carry these two stands out and you know, each of them is in a long piece. So this is a fabulous design for a cutting table. In fact, I'm working on it right now. This is the cutting table. I've got my big plastic measuring board up here. I did put a layer of black felt. See how it's here, but it's not here, just to give me a little more contrast with working with light colored shears. Okay, so over here I've got like my desk. It's kind of a like an L-shaped desk. I have a micro fridge because, you know, you got to feed the bears. I'm trapped here a lot of times and I need food. So like computer, printer, that kind of thing. These are all storage racks, and oh man, I'm looking at them right now. They're the stainless steel storage racks that you get from like Lowe's or wherever. And you can adjust the, you know, the height difference between the racks. So what I do is, I have them extra tall, and I've measured them so that they will fit, different height totes. And I have totes labeled and stacked all the way to the ceiling, all the way across that back wall. There's just so much fabric to be had on hand, so many things that we need. So I keep that super organized. Do I have time to keep that organized? No, I do not. I usually pay somebody every 6 months to come through and resort and relabel and all that. And I'm basically like sewing, and, you know, when they get confused, they hold something up and I tell them what it is and where to put it, that kind of thing. So this just works really great for me, this layout. I'm usually here sewing, a bride enters, the door, you know, does the little jangle thing. I do not like that bang, bang that you hear. That is horrible, and it kills the ambiance. So I have this brass reproduction doorbell thing that just jingles beautifully. I always pay attention to things like that. I pay attention to the smell of my shop. It has to smell good. I do not want their dress to stink when they pick it up in the end. I've heard brides complain about that, about other seamstresses, and that is a shame. They are entrusting us with our dress, and it better smell good when they pick it up. So I make sure the place smells good. Again, all of their needs are provided for. Bathroom, food, water, snacks, coffee, whatever they could possibly need. Comfortable places to sit. I've got seating all around here. I didn't draw all of it, but there's plenty of seating around. And then, of course, we greet them with a kind attitude. But we greet them. We tell them they can hang their dress in the fitting room. They can go to the bathroom, you know, refresh themselves whenever they're ready. They can get into their gown. And then, you know, when I'm working back here, I can pull the dresses, work on the sewing table here, work on the sewing machine. And you guys saw the video with the rigging systems that are going across the ceilings in here. That helps a lot. If you haven't seen it yet, go check that one out. The rigging systems for a professional bridal shop. I could not do what I do without that, because it just bears so much of the burden for me. I hope this helps out a lot. I understand everybody's building is shaped different. You're going to have to figure out what works for you. But sometimes, you know, when you're looking at other spaces, it can kind of inspire you and help you come up with ideas for your own little space.